Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing? Welcome to episode 33 of the Hooks and Broomsticks Crochet Podcast. I'm Heather the Crochet Witch, if I didn't already say that. So it's been a minute since we did like an actual podcast. This is the first podcast with a new microphone, so I wanted to make sure to get that done. Or get it done. I wanted to do one. Even though I don't have a ton of stuff to show you because they've been bigger projects and because, I know, me, bigger projects. Anyway. But because they've been, at least one of them was on a deadline because it's for my doctor and she's going to be leaving after my next visit. So I wanted to make sure to get that done. Let me start with my one finished object. Do I have only one of these are finished? One's almost finished. We'll get to that. But my one finished object, I used Red Heart Unforgettable Boutique in a colorway that I think is discontinued. I had gotten this years ago at Walmart, and they were clearancing it out. I don't think it's available, but the color is called Winery. And I used the Lacy. Of course, I didn't bring it in here. I will link it down below. There's a written pattern that I got for free off of Ravelry. And I think it's at Yarn Inspirations also still. And Mikey from the Crochet Crowd does a tutorial. But I think this is called the Lacy Waves shawl, if I remember right. And I will insert a picture also for how this thing came out humongous, like humongous. My doctor is smaller than me by quite a bit, so I hope it doesn't swallow her whole. I didn't realize how big this was coming out, especially because even though Red Heart Unforgettable says that, I believe it says it's a 4-weight. Of course, I don't have a label with me because I was so excited to do this podcast that I didn't bring a label with me. But I always consider it a 3-weight. It's roving style, so like it's a little thicker, it's a little thinner. Like honestly, sometimes you get skeins that go down to like a 2-weight. They're very thin sometimes. But that's the nature of roving yarn, and I like it. So I mean, I definitely put up with it. But yeah, I used a J or K. I used a K hook with this one. And of course, that's why it came out bigger. I used almost, I think, 6 skeins of yarn on this. And yeah, it's very huge. It's very cozy, but yet it's like really squishy from the material because I'm going to warn you now, there's a lot of triple crochets. This is pretty much all triple crochets and then back loop half double crochets. In fact, the whole thing is half double crochets, back loop half double crochets, and triple crochets. So if you're not into that, this probably isn't the shawl for you, but I highly suggest it. I think it's a really nice pattern. I think it's just beautiful. I loved working this up. I think it worked up really, really fast. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love this shawl. And if I thought I had something that my doctor would like better, I would have no problems keeping this. But it's definitely going to her. Like I said, I was trying to be sneaky and I didn't want to be like, so, not to be weird, but what's your favorite color? So I peeked at her watch band that she had, and her watch band is like this color. So when I saw this, I was like, you know what? Maybe she's kind of like a pinks and purples kind of gal, because that's kind of like a pinky purple to me. It's totally a wild guess, and I really hope she likes it, but it's done. So that's my finished object, because pretty much all of my time went into this recently, besides like working on the Halloween blanket and like certain things like that. And I haven't had a lot of spare time. Work has been crazy, you guys, like crazy. They finally, let me just start by saying, I know I never exactly tell you guys where I work. I know a few of you guys know. I'm not comfortable doing it because I don't want them to get mad at me. I mean, I'm sure you understand that. A lot of companies don't want you talking about them. So since I do talk about my job, I don't exactly want you to know which one it is I'm talking about. But that being said, it is a restaurant. I will say that. And how do I put this? I don't want to make it sound like, oh, they don't care. Specifically, my store manager, I feel she really does care, and she's trying her hardest to do things like to help her people and stuff like that. So I definitely don't want to make it sound like they just don't care. However, as with any business, they are money orientated, and it feels like during the beginning of the COVID thing is when I was just getting back to work from my last surgery. And nobody really had a couple people kind of freaked out and oh, I'm going to go get tested right now. And I think most of them turned out to be nothing. And I'm not trying to be insensitive. I mean, people get it and it happens. But at the beginning of it, we all felt like it doesn't matter if half of us get it. They're just going to be keep going. It doesn't matter. That, however, they are finally admitting that we are just not staffed enough. And Michigan, I heard somewhere that we are in the top 4 states for a re-breakout of COVID, basically. I don't know. I think David heard that, so I don't know where he heard it from or anything like that. I have no source check on that, but it does seem, he said it because I was telling him more and more of my coworkers are out of work, whether it's they had it and tested positive, whether it's their family members that they live with have tested positive, so they have to quarantine. But my job is finally letting us close early and just take more precautions to kind of not try to slow us down, but help us handle the business load. Because let me tell you what, nobody is seeming to care. They still want their food, you know. So the COVID thing isn't really scaring people off. That is for sure. And we are a tourist town, and we are getting a lot of tourists who all want their food. So, but there's a lot of us that are starting, it feels like, to be having to leave work for a couple weeks. And it's not their fault, but the rest of us are really getting our butts kicked. Let me just say that. So crochet time, I've been trying to take some to work and get a little bit done on my break. But I'm trying to get some stuff for you guys to see. That was long story long, sorry. But yeah, work has just been crazy. So I have one finished object was basically what that boiled down to 5 minutes ago. However, you guys know me by now, and if I like a pattern, I'm probably going to do it again. And I had this beautiful, 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 beautiful Mandala Roving in the color Haystack. I have a couple of each of the colors, and there's going to be a further story about Mandala Roving. I know I did the review on it, so you guys know I don't like the breakage between colors and the way they joined it, and the fact that I have to sew in ends for every single color change. The last time you guys saw this, I think there was 2 ends of every color at least, down to here piling out. But I did, at the end of the day, decide to color control down here and just stick with, it looks like 2 rows each of color, but that's 4 rows each because those little ridges are a row of half double crochets in the back loop. Or back half double crochets. I don't remember how they called it. Anyway, so it's 4 rows anyway, where it looks like 2 rows of color, that's 4 rows of color. So this is, I think, 4 cakes, and I'm almost at the end of them, of the green of all of the cakes, and I have just enough white, and I have 1 little row and 1 more regular row, I think, left to do. So I think I have enough white left over to do that at the very bottom, and then this shawl will be done. And because this is a thicker yarn, they both say 3. Or no, they don't both say 3. This was the 4 that I considered the 3, and this says 3. But this yarn is, to me, it's really squishy, and the pattern itself just makes a really squishy fabric. I guess because of triples and ridges that are just like, this is like a ridge of squish, you know, right here, and it's all the way through the pattern. But this is like a really warm, squishy shawl. I would kind of try it on because I really want to again to show you how big it is. But I tried that out when I was crocheting, and where the end is, where I have to start my next bit of green. I pulled out stitches doing that. So I'm just not going to do that this go around. But yeah, so these are the different colors in Haystack. The first cake, I did all the way up to here. I just did a cake and let it flow, like the colors change. So you can see like where the colors did change here, because they seem to be nearly full rows until you get out to where the white picked up on the next cake. But after that, I decided to color. So I picked up the white of the new cake and I did that, and then I finished out. And after that, I decided to color control just to give it, like, not make it be so broken up. But yeah, so that is my second shawl. And then since I finished the one and I only had the second one here in the works, you guys know me, and I had to start another shawl. I've been shawl crazy lately, you guys. Like, even like when I buy yarn, it's been like, is that enough for a shawl? Okay, if it's not, get more. I've been shawl crazy. But the next pattern that I started, and I made one of these when I first started reading patterns. I made one of these, and I think looking back on it now, I can see like what I did in error. But the shawl came out looking fine, in my opinion. I got compliments on it, so I mean, it's okay, right? But this is a paid for pattern. This is, it says Pattern Paradise at the top, but that's not the pattern name. Oh, where is the pattern name? I will link it at the bottom because this is from Ravelry. It's the Spring Showers Shawl is what it's called. And it is on Ravelry, so if I don't get the link in immediately, you will be able to at least look that up. But this is the pattern. And like I said, I made it in kind of a similar pink and purple. It wasn't the same roving yarn, or the same unforgettable yarn, but it was an ice yarn. And I made it out of that. But I started it again with this Big Twist Vivid that if you remember my last Joann's shopping trip, I said this looked a lot like the Kai yarn from Loops and Threads that was discontinued. And my opinion hasn't changed. This is a lot like it, I think, or exactly it. But David and I went out for breakfast today, and then we went on a couple of yarn shopping trips, which I'll talk about. We visited a few stores in one of the nearby cities, and I started this. So here's the very beginning of it. But I really like the way this is working up. I like the way the color is changing, and I think it's just a really lacy, pretty pattern. So I think that this will end up looking really nice. We'll see. But that's what I got started with. It calls for a smaller yarn, I'm pretty sure. Like this Big Twist Vivid is a size 3, and this calls for... It was made with gray ombre. I used KT in the Squid Everyday DK Superwash Merino. So anyway, I guess not. But she used an eye hook. I actually ended up using an eye hook also. And what I thought I used a bigger hook. But hey, I followed patterns. Yay me. So that, as far as makes, that's everything I've got. I did finish that Velvet Yarn Dragon bag for Damon, but he's already got it, so I'm sorry, and I don't think I took a picture. If I did, I'll insert one either here or at the end. But yeah, so that was my first time working with velvet, and it was okay. I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but it was okay. So then getting back to today, so David and I went to, originally I just wanted to go to, the city we're in is the one with 2 Hobby Lobbies, and I was dying to try to get my hands on that box of all the samples of Shipshe's Shipshe's yarn, that are all like little like bonbon sized, that normally sell for like 80 bucks, and they're on clearance for $19.99. So holy cow, if you guys have that, have a Hobby Lobby in your area and you find them, that would be awesome for a buy, in my opinion. I really, 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 really wanted them, especially the stone washed, river washed set, but like any of them are so pretty. I'm not at all picky. But we found, and some Hobby Lobbies last year during their sale put those on sale. Mine did not. So I was like, well, if they're putting them on sale now, maybe I can get it. But somebody beat me to all of them that happened to be, I think each store only kept 2 or 3. So somebody beat me to both of those. Sad face. But I'll survive. So we went looking for that. I struck out at both of them. No yarn on clearance, by the way. I didn't get any of the like knitting needles or bags or cups or anything like that, just because currently I'm back in the mood to like downsize things around the house and in my life and everything. So I just didn't pick up anything that I felt I didn't really need. I know I don't really need yarn. However, I feel I do, even though common sense says I do not. But so I struck out there. So we went to Michael's, and I did pick up a few things. If you can see these, they're kind of hidden by my Ella bag, my Halloween bag, and I'll show them to you again. But I have like one row that I had picked up earlier in these 3 colors. But I picked up the new Eco Brights yarn by Loops and Threads. It does say limited time only, but I got this in the colorway Peach. Even though it says peach, I'm thinking it'll make a good orange substitute with this purple and with this concrete color. And I thought the 3 of those would make a really pretty shawl. I kind of want to do, I'm huge into Halloween, if you haven't guessed that, and Halloween themey things. So I thought that would make a decent, like, Halloween dusky type of shawl. And yeah, I'm going to go for it when I have a chance. I just have to pick a pattern. It's really soft and really luxurious. If you didn't catch my last shopping video for the details on this, it is made from recycled plastic, which is the allure for me to begin with, because we all know how much I like the idea of helping Mother Earth any way that I can. 255 yards, which is 5.3 ounces, 236 meters, which is 150 grams. Hand wash, cold, do not bleach, dry flat, do not iron, do not dry clean. Made of 100% recycled polyester, and it is made in China. So there's another close-up of the color purple and of the concrete and of the peach. I do wish it was a little bit of a darker orange, but you know what? I'm not going to be picky, and I'll take it because I think it'll be really pretty together. And we're going to give it a go. The only other thing I got, I was pretty much determined I wasn't going to get anything else. I saw somebody had posted in one of the Facebook groups I'm in that there was another eco, it was called like Eco Comfy or Eco Cozy, which I know that the bigger yarns back here are from like the fall line of these, and those are Eco Cozy. But I want to say this was Eco Comfy. I might be wrong. And then it was definitely, whatever it was Eco whatever stripes. And so it's another like recycled yarn. There were some really pretty colors as far as I could tell when I Googled it. I could not get them to show up on my Michaels app. And I was hoping, since the person that posted said they saw them, I thought they said they saw them in stores. I might be wrong about that. But I want to get my hands on some of that, so look for that in the future if I can find it. But this Michaels didn't have it. This is the littler janky Michaels in my area, though. I want to go to the other town that has like the bigger Michaels. And I recently discovered, if I didn't tell you guys, that when Damon and I took you to the big like super Joann's, there's a Michaels there, and it looks pretty big from the outside. We didn't go in, but we're gonna. So one of these days we're gonna go shopping at that Michaels and see how that is. But the other thing that I got 2 of these. And actually this is the same colorway that Rose got from Rose Likes Crochet. Hi Rose! We're twinsies. This is it's a wrap rainbow from Red Heart, and it is it's a 2-weight yarn. Is this cotton? It feels cottony. It's acrylic and cotton, 55% acrylic and 45% cotton. There's 5.29 ounces, which is 150 grams. There's 623 yards, which is 570 meters. And they are discontinuing it. So if you are interested in Red Heart, it's a wrap rainbow, at least at Michaels, they are $5 and going on discount, or on clearance discount, I mean. But that is the color Whisper. And if in case it's getting blown out by my light, there is like a really light peachy color down here also. But I really dig that color scheme. I've been digging on some odd colors for me lately. And yeah, I've been kind of digging on that. So I got 2 of those for $5 each. And I'm going to make a shawl out of it. You already know that. So I've been making shawls as much as I've been making blankets lately, you guys. What else do I have? So, then we went to Joann's, and I was really hoping, we did not go to the Super Joann's, because that, okay, like, so I know you can't see what direction I'm pointing, but just for the sake, this way is the store that has, or the town that has 2 Hobby Lobbies, an okay sized Joann's that has been closed recently, and the smaller, jankier Michaels. This way is the town that has the small, janky Joann's and the big Michaels, and then a comparable Hobby Lobby, but only one. And then this way is the town that has the newly discovered Michaels. I don't know if they have a Hobby Lobby, but now I'm going to check it out and see. I don't think they do, but I didn't think they had a Michaels either. And they have the Super Joann's. So it's like I'm in the middle of all these stores. But the one Joann's that we went to that way has been closed recently. So I wanted to go in and see if they had, because I bought the 3 that the Super Joann's had in these, and I like to make big cozy shawls. 3 will probably be plenty for a shawl, but for a Heather size cozy comfy shawl, I wanted to get another ball or so just to make sure I had it. Plus I really like working with this, and I wouldn't be adverse to making a different shawl or making an actual blanket, which I think most people make with baby yarn, but I made a shawl. But they did not have it. I think, like David pointed out, since they have been closed for a couple of weeks, they probably missed a lot of shipments coming in. It's not like they probably dropped them off at the door and had somebody there anyway. So the shelves were pretty darn bare. They did have the new recycled Big Twist yarn, excuse me, that I showed you in the last video, but I haven't used it yet, so I didn't want to get more of it. So the only things I ended up getting at that store, besides that's where David and I decided to get a pop, since they sell Pepsi products and I'm all Diet Pepsi and he's all Mountain Dew. We got those. And then I got 3 more. You know, I'm a Susan Bates girl, and I got the Easy Grip, which I've already opened, the Easy Grip hooks. I already have an eye hook like this, but literally I've been using it so much that the coating is starting to come off on this. And then I have an H hook, so I picked up an I and a J in these. My favorite, my first love is the bamboo, Susan Bates bamboo hooks, like handled hooks. They're still metal up here. But these are my second favorite, like for sure. I definitely do like these. If you haven't tried them and you want a cheaper alternative to a comfier grip on them, I would definitely suggest these at my Joann's, at all of my Joann's in the area, and I think online, but I did not check, I'll be honest. I think they are only like $2.99. Plus you have like 40% off coupons from time to time, or once in a while they have like all of their hooks on sale, I think. But $2.99 for a normal price, and then you almost always have like a 20 to 40% off coupon. It's worth giving it a try, especially if you are a Susan Bates person like myself, or if you just want to experiment and try them, or like I said, if you're just looking for different like size comfy hooks. It's not a very big comfy hook, so it wouldn't be terribly awkward in your hand. And the way that I crochet, these are a bit longer. So the way that I crochet, which is kind of like, I've shown you videos of how it is before that I crochet. I know I do it weird, and you'll probably see it in the future, especially if I end up doing like some crochet chats with you guys. You'll probably see me crocheting more. But oh, and in vlogs, I almost always do that in vloggy monthly videos. But so I'm gonna try to explain it, but like I don't hold it specifically like this, and I don't hold it specifically like however else like that or anything. I hold it without doing it. It's hard to show you, I guess, and up here, but I hold it kind of like just loose in my hand, and this kind of does the work balancing for me. So I kind of just, I don't know, this part moves a lot, which I think is why this wears down on my other one. But anywho, I'm not going to sit here and review the hooks, but I think this is a good option to check out if you're looking for like a beginner level handle, and it's cheap, and yeah, as long as you like Susan Bates and the heads on the Susan Bates, I suggest them. So that's actually, besides the drinks and stuff, the only thing that we walked out of from Joann's. So I think I did well not grabbing up a bunch of stuff. That is in part because Joann's wasn't stocked up, but I did okay, especially because on my doorstep today, I had just emailed them because it had been just over a week that I got my part 2 of 2 Wool Warehouse envelope bag, and part 1 of 2 hadn't shown up. And like I said, it's been just over a week, I believe, and I was getting worried. Not that they didn't send it out, but maybe they didn't. I didn't know. So I emailed them. I haven't heard back from them yet. And coincidentally, it showed up at my doorstep today, which is weird because it comes just in the mail, UPS or whatever, from the regular post office. And I hadn't had that sent to my P.O. box because I didn't have my P.O. box when I ordered that yarn. But they always, like, because it's in a certain size bag and our mailbox is a certain size, they always shove it in the mailbox. So I did expect to get only 1 bag that day and then get the second one the next day, because that's how they always deliver it. And we didn't have our mail delivery when this showed up at my door. I think that they accidentally delivered it to a different house and the neighbors dropped it off at the doorstep. That's what I think. And if that's what happened, not that they're watching, but thank you, neighbors. Thank you. Because we had no mail, but that was on the doorstep. I know that it was coming from the post office. And then when we went out of town and came back home later, there was mail in the mailbox. So I think it got misdelivered, but I don't mind. It's cool. I was just waiting for Wool Warehouse to email me back so I can tell them, like, sorry, it did show up. Sorry, I got freaked out. But I've had packages disappear before. So yeah, I just wanted to contact them. Anywho. But I'm going to do the Wool Warehouse in another video because there's a lot more than just a couple things. Like, I've been showing a couple things for my goals, a couple things here and there. To the story that I was going to tell you guys about the roving, the Mandala Roving yarn. So Damon and I do our regular shopping together, like grocery shopping. And it's pretty much always on Sunday because we have Sundays off from our job. Because if you don't know, Damon works with me. That's how I met him. And they have this magnificent, wonderful yarn aisle, double-sided. I've definitely done shopping trips with you guys in other videos, so make sure that you might want to try checking those out. If you're curious, if you don't have a Myers, or if you're just curious what our Myers looks like. And they sell a lot of they sell less of like Red Heart, and they sell a lot of Lion Brand yarns. They sell a lot of Bernat yarns. Like instead of the regular Red Heart Super Saver, pretty much what they have is the Bernat value. So cool, like then you got Walmart that sells a lot of the Red Heart products, and then you see Meijer in the same town that has a lot of Bernat products. So you kind of get both of everything. Well, Meijer's, when we went Sunday, was clearancing off stuff. Not like everything by any means. They're not like getting rid of their yarn aisle or anything, I hope, but they're clearancing off stuff, and they do that occasionally because, you know, they're making way for new yarns. But what they're clearancing off, if you have a Meijer's and you wanted some of the stuff that I told you they've recently got in, you may want to get to your Meijer's and check now. Because they, like more recently, I got Date Night, Lion Brand Date Night. That's on clearance already. Fairly recently, like within the last year, they got Mandala Roving, and it's already on clearance. And in fact, I had been thinking I might try to make this bigger if I can get a few more of the, this is the color Haystack, if I didn't mention that. So I was going to buy, they usually, I'm guessing they get a pack of 3 in and open that and put it on the shelf. And, I was going to buy 3 more to try to get another set of stripes out of this. And this colorway is gone. Like when they had their 25% off Lion Brand, I bought the last of them. I don't think they ever restocked that color. Like that sticker is even gone. So hopefully Lion Brand themselves is not discontinuing it, and I can get it off the website in the near future if I decide to do, because I love, these are so my colors, you guys. Like I'm in love. If you mix this and the sandstone colorway, I think it's called, that's all the different browns. If you mix these two together, which I should have done in retrospect, I should have just mixed in my 2 sandstones with this, but I wasn't really thinking. I was just too excited to start this project. But that would be like my ideal vintage color scheme. So I'm very sad to see that go. But it is on clearance right now, and I may have to make myself feel better and go get a couple more of the other colors. Anywho. So that being said, those are on clearance. There are a few different regular mandala colors on clearance, and there's mandala, like I know the Nova, this mandala sparkle, that's the different pinks and stuff, that is on clearance. They're clearancing out the Hue and Me. Do you remember when I showed you guys those? And I was really excited because I had bought an orange in the color Spicy, and I think the gray was Werewolf. So I was like, oh, Spicy Werewolf. And it was really funny at the time. The Hue and Me is all on clearance. Boogie Nights, which is another, it was out, I think they got it in November or so. That's on clearance. So I don't know if this is stuff that Lion Brand is going to be clearancing out in stores, kind of like they did with the Ferris wheel. But when they clearanced out Ferris wheel in Joann's and in Walmart, and I went on my freak out that they were going to like get rid of it because all the stores were clearancing out, they didn't clearance it. So I don't know if they're going to continue on and just not have it in Meijer's, because Meijer's carries Ferris wheel, and Ferris wheel is not on clearance. Hopefully it isn't like ever going to be, but it's not on clearance at Meijer's, and all this other newer yarn is, and I don't know, it's just weird to me, like, and it's pretty much Lion Brand stuff, so I don't know what the deal is with that. But if any of the types that I just mentioned happen to be a favorite of yours, you might want to check and see if Lion Brand is going to discontinue them. Maybe they're just discontinuing them in Meijer's. I don't know. Just thought I'd pass that along. But what I did get, because this is also on clearance, and this is something I had been hoarding up 1 or 2 of each time they had a sale on it at Meijer's, is the Mandala. It's Mandala Baby, and it's in the color, I believe it's Rainbow Falls. Yeah, Rainbow Falls. How pretty is that? And Damon has been after me and after me and after me for a rainbow blanket. So I thought this in the crocodile stitch, which is going to be a yarn eater, so I need more than just a few of these, so especially for a Damon size blanket. That boy is tall. So So I'll have to see, like, maybe Myers carries this, or Walmart carries this. I'm not really sure, and I'm sure, like, Joann's and stuff does, and the website. So as long as they're not discontinuing it, it should be fine. But this is also one of the discontinued things. So what I picked up there is 3 of these, the only 3 they had. And that's all I got from my shopping trip at Meijer. There's the logo. So yeah, that is my shopping and my expenses for the week, except for, like I said, the Wool Warehouse, which will be in an upcoming video or may already be released. I'm pretty excited about it, so maybe I'll upload that one first. I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, look for it. But yeah, as far as life stuff, like I already covered and babbled on about work being really busy. My boss is trying to give me an extra day off here and there, but it's really hard to do that, and I understand that, and like, I like having money, so it's fine that she doesn't, but on the weeks that she does, she's doing it because, like, my heels are just getting to the point where they're killing me. I just realized I've probably really been shaking this camera. I'm sorry. Like, do you know anybody, or do you yourselves maybe have, like, this nervous tick where you shake your foot? So I've been sticking my foot kind of like under my chair and just like rocking it. So if the camera's been crazy, I'm not having an earthquake, I'm not having technical difficulties. I know that a lot of times, like David pointed out, that if I like turn my head, the camera tries to focus a little bit and it does the wobbly thing. But yeah, the rest of that has been my foot shaking. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm really sorry. I just realized after 30 some minutes that I've been doing that. Sorry. Anywho, my heels are getting to the point where, like, especially on the really busy nights, like when I mentioned that they were letting us close like an hour early. Saturday we closed an hour early, and we had cars just like lined up, and it is our policy that if you've made it into line by the time, like if we're wrapped to the road around the building and it isn't that closing time yet, we'll still serve you. So I was serving cars like quite a while after we had already closed, just because they'd been in line, and I feel really bad. Like, how many times have you been on a late night trip somewhere and you end up going through a drive-thru and, oh, we just closed, sorry. So I feel bad, and I don't like to turn people away like that. Like, if it's just too late, then I'm sorry, but it's just too late. But if you're sitting in line, that's really frustrating. So I try not to do that to people. But where was I going? Oh, so sometimes I've been having an extra day off. Leading up to my appointment for that is on like the 19th of this month. So hopefully we'll have some answers and figure out what we're going to do about it. Especially the one, like my left one is so bad. It hurts all the time. But yeah, hopefully that'll be taken care of. But other than that, any free time I've been catching up. I finally got last season of The Curse of Oak Island finished. And if you guys are fans of that show, like, how exciting was season 7? Oh my gosh. So I just finished that. And I'm starting season 8. Actually, I say starting. I started it yesterday on my day off, and I think I'm up to like episode 7 or 8. So I'm pretty excited about this new season too. I didn't watch season 7 as it unfolded because for some reason, like, I had let it go because I like to watch a season in full, like when it ends for the season. And for some reason, my TiVo recorded them not only out of order, but they put, like, if it was like episode 7, it would say like episode, I don't know, 212 or something. Like, the TiVo just literally fritzed out numbering things. Episode, like the first episode of the season might have been in line in the 4th one, so I'd have to go through and see all the names and then find them, and sometimes it recorded it twice, and in a couple of them it only recorded like 10 minutes of it. I don't know. We have to get our TiVo replaced, like, for sure. But I watched them all now, and I'm all caught up on season 7 and starting season 8. And then other than that, as far as what I've been watching, for my movie and Stitch, I did Friday the 13th, so I got stuck on that again, and I've been kind of like binging that in, you know, not tandem, in sequence. Like, I watched one for my movie and stitch review, #1, and then I just went from there, 2, 3, 4. So that's pretty much all my free time that I've been doing. Like, I have the history app on my phone even, so I can watch it, like, in bed. So, like, David works overnight, and I go to bed, and I'll set it up, like, next to the bed and just, like, watch that until I fall asleep. That's how I've been catching up on it. But, yeah, so... Anywho, so this has been kind of a long-winded one, but my podcasts usually are. I think you guys know what you're getting yourselves into by the time you're clicking on this, right? Upcoming things that I need to do, besides finish my whips, I need to get going. I think I'm one behind again on my Mayhem and Majesty 2021 emoji cal for blanket squares. I had caught up, and then... life, I guess. I just haven't finished it. But I mean, it's a year-long thing. I will catch up and join it and all that good stuff. So it's not the end of the world that I'm a square or 2 behind. But anywho, I think I'm going to leave it here for now. I don't think there was anything else like to share that isn't going to be in an upcoming video. Because like while I'm recording this, you're going to see my Friday the 13th shirt several times. Ironic that I was talking about when I had that last week and was all excited for wearing it because that came out of the laundry today, and here I am wearing it, and you're going to see it in a few more videos because I'm going to record my Wool Warehouse video. I'm going to record the Yarny questions video. Kaylin from Kay's Crochet Corner. I only say that if you guys know, like, I always say her channel name wrong, and I will link it down below, and I will link it on the questions video, but I always try to say Kay's Crochet. She's Kay's Crochet Haven, and I always try to say Kay's Crochet Corner. I'm 99% certain that I have that right this time. I don't know what my deal is with that. It's like I just get something in my head, and that's in my head, it doesn't change for some reason, even though I know it's wrong. You guys ever do that? Or like you call a person by the wrong name once and for some reason in your head it sticks? I don't know. I'm crazy. But, anywho, I will just end this like I said, and I will talk to you guys later. I really appreciate you joining me and listening to me babble through so much stuff. I will try to stick a picture at the end for the full picture of my shawl that for my doctor that I said I had a bigger picture of. And yeah, make sure if you haven't to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I do upload often during the week. It's a little bit random right now, but I'm gonna get back on schedule with these things. And we do yarn shopping trips. I have some tutorials both out and upcoming. I do yarn hauls, yarn reviews, just general yarny chat things. So yeah, and we have a good time. I think we have a good time. I have a good time talking to you guys. So just remember that I love you guys so much and appreciate everything so much that you guys do, like commenting wise and support, and the recent happy mails that I've gotten I've been in love with so much. Still can't go on enough about that. And yeah, I will just talk to you guys later. I love you, and I love you. Bye, guys. Just thought I would show you guys a quick update because my daffodils are coming out, which I know I've said before are my favorite flower. So I'm pretty happy to see that since it was supposed to be snowing tomorrow, I think. So I've got those, and then the ones that I showed you guys that I have to plant in an actual planter or in the ground, they're coming up. I've got noticeable growth here. Here's my skeleton. So yeah, spring is starting to show up here. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, so like 2 days ago is when I showed you guys the daffodils. And tonight I just got off work. Excuse me, got off work. And can you see the snow? Because I can see the snow. There was like a couple flakes and suddenly it was like blizzard. That's crazy. It's after midnight now, so it's April 1st now, you guys. I like snow. I'm not gonna complain, and I don't like the heat. So I'm really not gonna complain. But at the same time, that's still crazy to me. I will talk to you guys later, guys. I love you. Bye.